another episode of VoiceBox Radio. We're super excited, as always, with this special guest. You guys better stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And we are getting into our episode.
Bang,
How you
bang.
feeling today?
I feel good today. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, TGI.
Yes, we are loaded up today on Friday. We had DJ Liddy, 12 to 2. Another interview, VoiceBox Radio, another episode, and then and later on today we got Flex Fridays.
Flex Friday, guys. If you are tuning in tonight, tune in later on. Nina will be in the building doing Flex Friday. We're super excited. Always, our Fridays are becoming jam-packed.
Yes,
and we couldn't expect anything more. And we super appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, we do.
This is a very special episode for me. But first, we need to get to announcements.
Yes.
Housekeeping. Okay, so guys, don't forget
Hoodie Drive. Hoodies for the hopeful. Yes.
Talk about the hoodie drive.
Hoodies for the hopeful. We are collecting any type of winter wear that includes hoodies, jackets, gloves, scarves, hats, socks, anything for the less fortunate. You guys know we have a storm coming. It's getting cold. It's been getting cold. That type of weather is not good for people that don't have somewhere to stay. We have a current partnership with Cold Blue. We made a drop off last week. We just got a batch of hoodies donated, I believe, between today and yesterday. So we were looking to add to that before we make our next drop, but we might just make a drop tomorrow just because the storm's coming.
I think that's going to be our goal. If anyone has any winter gear that they may be interested in donating, we are going to do another drop off at Cold Blue. As always, thank you all for sharing, liking, and tagging us in the Code Blue post. We're super excited to be working on a great initiative for our communities. As always, Mission VoiceBox is always on the scene trying to help. So if you have any hoodies, any winter wear, please feel free to drop them off at 610 East Landis, our headquarters, or contact one of our team members, especially me and Brandon. We'll come pick it up and we'll do the drop off. Yes. Thank you guys so much for everyone who has already donated.
Yes, we appreciate all the support.
All right, let's get into Just Jessie. Just Jessie is the house cleaning services. As always, I know you hear this advertisement, but we can't appreciate her enough for being on a team first and foremost, and then offering these awesome services. She does deep cleaning, weekly maintenance, home organization, and post-construction. A lot of things that she does, she doesn't even promote. Some of the things she does, she starts your event and ends your event, from starting it up and to breaking it down, the cleanup. How many people have those basements that are super, super junky, just from stuff and everything in there? Call Just Jessie. She can help you out. Her phone number is 609-501-6907.
Jessie.
We love Just Jessie. Our collaboration is going to be extended farther and farther. As always, I won a contest and we won a free cleaning here at the office. And from there, it is history. Contact Just Jessie.
What's next?
So we got a couple additional things that I want to talk about, advertisements. So we had Dog Pro Wrestling.
Yep. Shout out to Jaden.
And we just want to give you your flowers, let you know we appreciate you. If anyone's interested in any wrestling, you can contact Jaden Sherman, 856-417-4187. If you're interested in any wrestling needs, okay?
Yeah, they'll be out here in June. They'll be at Bob's Barbecue, I believe.
Oh, Bob's
They'll
Barbecue.
be at Violence, so I'm looking forward to that.
So am I.
Yep.
I love me some barbecue in the summer. All right. Next, we got temporary body art and henna services by Veda Artists. If you're looking for henna artists, airbrush tattoos, or face paintings for any events or individual package, children, teenage, adults, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, anything that you need, please contact Veda Artists. Her information is 215-349-0147. And also you can reach out to her on Instagram. So we look forward to partnering with her, and I hope you do too. Okay. Miracle Kids Learning Academy, as always. That's so funny. I was just scrolling on my Facebook and I've just seen her. She did like a little video and thanking people. So that was cool. Shout out to Evangelist Tracy. We love you, Miracle Kids Learning Center and Academy. If anyone is in need of childcare at the current time, we know it's winter time. We know days get rough. If you need a break, please contact Miss Tracy. She's right in the Upper Deerfield area. Her phone number is 856-378-4437. They offer homework help, academic enrichment, personal and peer development, life skills. And if your kids are interested in arts and crafts or music, contact Miss Tracy. She'll get you hooked up. She's available from 6:30 to 6 p.m. every day.
I believe they have they're there well before and after school too. So
Absolutely.
From 6 to 6:30 is
6
good
to
timing.
6:30. So that's before care and after care. So if anyone's looking in the Upper Deerfield, Rosenheim area, feel free to reach out to her, okay?
Bang.
And last but not least, we got Smokehouse Custom.
Shout out to my nigga.
Shout out to Nate Hill. We appreciate everything that you do. We're super excited about all your new custom designs that you're coming out with in the new year. If anyone needs anything custom, feel free to reach out to her. Her Instagram is smoke_house_custom. Let's go. And if you need to see her in person, you can catch her right here, 610 East Landis on the second floor. Okay.
We got a whole community here in this building.
We are building. It's one of the biggest things that we've done in a long time. So we're super excited to have all these different partnerships and the things that we're doing in the community. And just having everyone on our team is a super plus, right?
And having them in the same building.
We'll talk about the sneaker convention real quick.
Yes, February 1st, which is a Sunday, Violent Convention Center. Just Nice Sneaker and credit card sneaker and Just Nice Sneaker and Trading Card Convention will be going down here in Violent. They bounced around the tri-state area for the past couple of years. This is they have a big following and they usually bring their following with them. So you locals, especially you sneakerheads, this will be good for you to tap in. Other than trading cards, I believe they have all types of collectibles, comic books, and stuff like that. So that's good for the city. We say, please tap in with this Violent Convention Center project. They're bringing a lot to the area. They're helping industrialize the area, and a lot of opportunities will be coming with it. So Just Nice Sneaker Convention, February 1st, Violent Convention Center.
Stay tuned. The Violent Convention Center, we're partnering with them. We're doing a lot of events in 2026. If you see us on the scene, shout us out. If you want to collab with us, shout us out. And if you want the interview on the famous stage here at VoiceBox Radio, feel free to reach out. We're not stopping. Bring it on. We need more people up here. Absolutely. Yes. Anyone who's watching and they want to attend our streamathon for our 2-year anniversary coming up on the 31st. We will be starting at 5 p.m. We will be here from 5 p.m. till we get tired of streaming. Yep. Okay, we'll be here. We'll have refreshments. We'll all be mixing and mingling, and we'll be having a good time. If you're looking for a time slot, if you want to come give VMG their flowers, if you want to tell about your organization, we're offering 15-minute slots. You can come on in and go on out if you want. Okay. Yes, it's a celebration. We're excited. We're super excited. Come celebrate with us because we want to celebrate with you. Okay. Without further ado, my special guest. You want to do the intro? Welcome. Sure. Welcome. Sure. So I have one of my honorable friends, guys. I'm trying not to cry, so I'm trying to just bring it down just a little bit. One of my most honorable friends. We've had a lifetime together. That's for sure. And I appreciate all her professionalism and the daily talks that we had. And just everything that she put into me. So now I'm putting it into you guys. Guys, we have Dr. Latia Pierce in the building, Brightside Wellness. We're super excited to have her here. I'm going to give her the floor. She's going to let you know what Brightside Wellness is and how she can help you.
Well, thank you. That was probably one of the best introductions I've had in 2026.
Good. Even
though it's okay.
The way to start the year off.
Sorry, psychology humor never works for everybody.
It works. Yeah.
So I am Dr. Latia Pierce, but Tia for short for those who know me. I started Brightside Wellness in October of 2022, and we really kind of took off in the year of 2023. It started actually as a psychiatric, mental health, but whole mental health wellness and body wellness company, which is why we had the wellness to it. And the name actually came because one of my favorite sayings at home when anyone is feeling blue is there's always a bright side. So yes, the name has meaning. And ultimately the idea of creating a psychiatric practice stemmed from my dissertation as a doctoral student. I worked for a while in family med. So if any of you recognize me from some of the other places like Complete Care or Cam Care, yes, I was also the family med provider. I saw adults and children, and I was also your OBGYN at times. Not my favorite, but I did that too. I worked in natural medicine, giving people the IV wellness therapy with chiropractors, acupuncturists, and even as a physiatrist. Yes, that's a real word. At Genesis, focusing on the physical medicine and body movement health aspect. So a wide range of healthcare background. And what I realized is if the mental health aspect isn't addressed, the rest of the body feels it. And so going into this practice, I was able to use all of those different aspects of my background to incorporate it into psychiatric care that focuses on this whole person wellness aspect, going beyond that mind, body, and spirit. Because mind, body, and spirit forgets about your emotions. That's your heart. And it forgets about the socioeconomic impact. That's your wallet and the people at home. And so whole person-centered care just really focuses on everything, meaning patients, I'm in your business, but in a good way. Because if getting you well is why you came to me, it requires that level of trust and that level of discussion. And thankfully, to God be the glory, I've been able to provide those services to now well over 200 patients, many of them right from Cumberland County.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I see you talked about like the things that you wanted to focus on and outcomes that you've seen and the results. I think mostly, what is the most holistic approach that you've seen when it comes to medicine? Because most people don't want to take medicine or have medicine has stereotypes. What is the biggest thing that you see?
I see it's not it. I wouldn't even see it's holistic. It's more like an obstacle, which is denial. I came from a family of denial. I think we live in a county of denial. When I did the dissertation work, my doctoral studies, who she helped with, by the way, she probably doesn't mention it, but she helped. We realized that like 70% of the county was depressed and didn't even know it. And so once finding, that out, first you're like, wow. And then you're like, okay, well, how can we get people help? And it was a 3-month waiting list for most places, sometimes even 6 months. And so you're looking at your population, you're in your population. Sometimes you are the population and you're like, how is everybody existing like this? Your stress can be related to depression. Your alcoholism can be related to depression. Your insomnia can be related to depression. And now, unfortunately, even for our youth, your suicide risk is related to depression. And so the biggest obstacle when it comes to people managing their own care, them trying to take their own holistic approach, is to self-medicate. They self-medicate with marijuana. They self-medicate with denial. They self-medicate with alcohol. They self-medicate with food, right? Because we have eating disorders too. So sometimes it's binge eating and purging, but other times it's a food addiction, which is also a real diagnosis. And our community's ability to self-medicate is creating poorer health outcomes that go beyond mental health, that go to that early stroke risk, that go, to that diabetes in your 20s. And if we can address the mental health in time, we can help the patient get onto the right path to where they take their entire life more serious. They get out of the space of denial and move into the space of putting that work in.
Absolutely. Was this something that you always knew you would do? What led you to this type of work? What was the path that got you here?
That's probably my favorite question so far. No, absolutely not. I did not. It's so patience. I'm sorry. You probably didn't notice, but I actually never wanted to work as a psychiatric provider.
No?
My husband would laugh and he would probably tell me not to say it, but I used to tell him I was too crazy to work in psych. and truly,
sounds like you fit right in, actually.
Go figure. I guess
what are the chances?
It allows me to relate to just about everybody that sits across from me. I was the kid that when my mom worked at Genesis as a CNA before she became a CO, and she would take me there, and I would say, it smells like old people in here. that I would say, Mom, I was never going to be a nurse. I was never going to work in healthcare. And full circle moment, when I had my first job taking care of people, I worked with the developmentally disabled, and I realized, wow, I can actually do this. I like these people. I like all people. I mean, I like that person, but I like everybody else except maybe that person. And ultimately, I developed a love for nursing. But at the level of nurse that I was at, I wasn't calling the shots.
No.
And so every time I met opposition, which was typically my boss, unfortunately, sorry, previous bosses, if you're watching, I would aim to go a little bit higher. And so that went from CNA to, I skipped kind of I had my RN and then went straight from associate degree nursing from what was called Cumberland County College to then a master's degree in family med. Mm-hmm. And then in the family medicine practice, I learned more about psychiatric needs, added the doctorate, and then went back to school again to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, adding another certification, ultimately to lead me to one space where I don't have a boss. And so there is nobody now opposing what I do. I like to say that God is the CEO of the practice because this had nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. It was not my plan. And, so when you think back to scripture about, your plans are not God's plans, it was so spot on. And so I had no choice but to dedicate the work back to him. So where you see anything Brightside Wellness, our logo, you see scripture, Isaiah 26:3, thou will keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. And of course, there's more to the scripture, but it focuses on, as long as I keep my mind on him, all of these things that I never imagined for myself, now I can start crying. It's coming to fruition. And so it's completely a full circle moment, hands down.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. We appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. We are into the conversation and we are loving it. Let's talk about the gaps that we've seen in mental health and why Brightside Wellness is so appropriate for the cause.
Absolutely. So the statistic may have changed. The data is probably from like 2024. But in this county, there was over 750 patients to one provider when we looked at mental health care. Yes. And, if you think 750 is not a big number, it's huge, especially if you're seeing patients monthly. Mm-hmm. One provider can't meet the capacity, can't meet the need. When I did the doctoral work, at that time, the wait time was about 3 to 6 months for care. And that's still the wait time, especially if you have Medicaid and Medicare. Mm-hmm. So it's our most vulnerable populations. When we see Medicaid, that's our underserved populations. Those are our single mothers, right? Those are our immigrants that are new to the system who are just getting a part of the system and they're getting the Horizon Health, NJ Health. Those are our people that are disabled who may not quite qualify for Medicare, so they start with a Medicaid plan. Those are our minority communities where primarily we have Medicaid. If one of our parents may have private insurance, but the rates to insure the whole family, it's not affordable. And so we add that insurance, and unfortunately, there are a small amount of providers, especially with mental health and in the field of mental health, that accept that insurance because of reimbursement rates. And then Medicare, our other vulnerable population, that's again our disabled, but also our elderly. So gaps in care, one of the biggest ones is access. There is limited access to mental health care in this community, which is why I started Brightside Wellness, and the first two insurances we became a network with was Medicaid and Medicare.
Okay. There you go. Working for the people, guys, having the same mission, purpose. Thank you, Latia, for being here. We super appreciate it.
How did you form your approach? What shaped your approach to wellness, mental wellness?
Initially, it was once I got the data from the doctoral study, once you realize what the problem was, even though graduating was fine, it was like something in here that's like, you're not done yet. Like, how can you get your degree and walk away knowing that over 70% of you took your community, which probably includes your neighbor, your kids, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, are depressed. And so in going back to school, while I was also doing the psychiatric program, it was a lot of research. my family has a few entrepreneurs, like my dad. Hey, dad, he's a painter, but we didn't have anybody who started like a practice that's accepting insurance. I was pretty much self-taught. Google was my friend, YouTube was my friend, and I probably slept with my computer. So at the time, it might have been my husband. Sorry, sweetheart. And with that, I learned every aspect, because you got to make sure you're doing everything the right way legally, right?
Yes.
We're talking about people's health, we're talking about HIPAA, and if you're the practice owner, you're the one that's liable. And so I just dug in to learn as much as I could and worked on forming relationships with people like the New Jersey Department of Health and anyone else that I knew in the field, picking their brain, looking at their policy and procedure manual, whatever I can to make sure that the practice was efficient. And then once it started to work, I had other people who wanted to start practices come and ask me. And so it was an opportunity to share what I learned.
That's awesome.
So that nobody had to feel alone in their process like I did.
Was that an unexpected part of the process, having people actually come to you and want to learn what you went out and learned for yourself?
It was, because I'm like, I'm no expert.
Yeah, you are now. Put them 10,000 hours in.
Yeah. If I was to keep a log, it probably would have been something similar to that.
Yeah.
And so, was it a surprise? Yes, but I'm still happy to help, especially if anyone out there is watching and they have that interest of starting their own practice. You were not in competition, we're in collaboration. Come to Cumberland County and start your business. The county needs them.
Yeah, we're underserved out here when it comes to that. So.
And we're underserved out here.
Absolutely. Real quick, can you tell them where they can find you, where they can find Brightside Wellness, how they can get more information if they're interested?
Absolutely. So you can visit our website at www.thebrightsidewellness.com. Put the in front. So it's thebrightsidewellness.com. And on our website, you'll find information about me and our other providers. We have another psychiatric and mental health nurse practitioner who also specializes in women's health and is also a midwife. We have hopefully another provider coming on, my sister, Dr. Doyle, whose background is family medicine. She's getting her degree in psychiatric care as well. On that website, you can view our profiles. You can schedule with us. You can look at all the patient intakes. You can see the areas that we specialize in. You can ask more questions. They can also call us directly at 609-888-6915. And if they call that number, they'll likely get my assistant, Harry. He is amazing. Don't let the accent scare you. He is awesome. And any message or question that you have, if he can't answer it, he'll route it directly to me, and I'll try to follow up with you right after I see my patients. And usually I can get back to you in about 24 hours or so.
Okay. So let's talk about, they have to go on the website. So we talk about telehealth and virtual and people having access. How has the virtual side shaped what you're doing with your patients now?
Well, it initially allowed us to form the business. We started not too long, in 2022, so not too long after the COVID wave. And sitting in the room with a patient with a mask on for an hour doing therapy was probably nobody's dream. And so it allowed me to start the practice, get the word out that I was offering these services. There was a lot of free HIPAA compliant healthcare platforms that I was able to utilize that were integrating telehealth into small provider practices like mine. So it allowed me to take on my first 100 plus patients. For the first 2 years of my practice, I was completely remote, operating in mostly just a telehealth platform. It wasn't until last year, or actually 2024, that I bought a space or decided to rent a space to offer in-person visits. So it's reshaped access to care. My other provider typically sees all of her patients via telehealth. It allows healthcare to be more accessible. And you can actually have that care from the comfort of your own home, so that if there is a stressor, say like time is one of your stressors, transportation, right? Being able to drive to your appointment is a stressor. Telehealth has eliminated those gaps in access to care.
Absolutely. So we talked about where they can find you, the services you offer. Can we talk about some warning signs? We go through a lot on a daily basis as humans, but a lot of people don't know when it's time to get help. So can we talk about when it's actually time to get help?
Absolutely. And so one of the things is stress. I actually did a presentation before called Let's Talk About Stress, Baby. And it was all the things that stress is associated with. Stress is one of those things where you don't realize it, but as you're going through it, your body is changing. Your brain is releasing chemicals and hormones that you may not even know that it's going on. Stress can even induce labor early. Stress can cause a miscarriage. Stress can cause a stroke. So if it can do all of those things, and you're doing it on a daily basis,
it would make sense to address your stress levels and your mental state.
100%.
Yes.
And so if we stop pushing that off and recognize that that's an early warning sign that something else is brewing, we can catch it early and maybe utilize therapy instead of medication to address those coping skills and reduce that stress level. Other signs is like insomnia. Your sleep is being impacted, or you find yourself taking on too many things on purpose to not deal with a particular area. I'm going to pour myself into work because I don't want to go home. Those little things are just key little indicators that there's something more, I could say sinister, but just deeper brewing. And it's better to catch those things and work on them early.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So I'm going to flip the question just a little bit because I know the person with help may not come out and say, I need help. But how can family members, loved ones, people around you help you if you're going through something like that? How can they get the support also?
So for those that believe that someone else may be experiencing some type of mental health crisis or mental health issue of sorts, look for things like, are they eating? We can run through almost like the PHQ-9. Are they eating too much or not eating enough? If you can't see their meals, how are their clothes fitting? Because that's a good indicator. Most of the time, we're not going out buying new clothes when we're depressed, but you may see that now clothes are fitting a little loose or too tight based on what our meal habits are. Are they spending more time in our room? Those are for the kids. Are they more walled off and spending hours upon there, but you don't hear them gaming. You don't hear them interacting. You don't even know if they're asleep. Open the door, knock, check in. Those little things, that social withdrawal is also an early warning sign. So if you see people's sleep habits changing, their openness and being a part of their community, their family, their friends, they're changing, they're withdrawing more, eating habits, those things are also early warning signs, and it'll be a good time to reach out to let them know that it's okay to go through something and to then refer them to other resources that can help.
What about appearance, like their everyday upkeep and grooming, how they take care of themselves physically? That would
100%.
Okay.
You'll see sometimes a more disheveled appearance, or the female who always got her nails done is no longer interested in it. And yeah, there could be a good reason. It could be finances is the reason, but guess what? That's still that whole person wellness. Those financial issues can create, again, that
stress.
Deeper stress that ultimately leads to something else like a depression or anxiety.
Absolutely. So what did you learn, or what was the biggest thing you learned when working in this field?
I learned that I'm not going to say it. I almost said it takes crazy to know crazy. But I would say I learned that you have to continue to keep an open mind. Even if you believe that you have a full understanding of what's going on with the patient in your first visit, there is always something more. And it may not be something more that happened before that visit. They could have went home, encountered a new stressor, and now by the next appointment, you're dealing with a whole new thing. It also it changed the way I interact with my children. It changed the way I interact with my husband, with my peers, to allow me to almost kind of like self-check and self-regulate, understanding that no matter who's on the side of the couch, we are all capable of going through something. Absolutely. And just because I may be wearing the lab coat doesn't mean one day I may not need the same counseling that I am giving.
Absolutely. So how do you personally protect your own mental health when making such a big impact on others?
Have you needed the counseling that you're giving?
So one of the providers that works with me is actually a really good friend of mine. So I always joke and say, "Are you going to bill me for this?" when we have our regular girl talk. But I also have filled my office with scripture. So for any patients watching that's actually been to the office, or people that visit the office in general, if you want a good place to just read some scripture in like little hidden gems throughout the wall, it's in the office. And I often tell the patients, even when they say they like it, I say, great, but it's more for me than you. It keeps me grounded, right? So even beyond the Isaiah 26:3, the logo itself, the tree embedded in a brain, is based on Psalms 1:3. There will be like a tree planted near water. So everywhere in the practice is grounded. The Serenity Prayer, remember that from our Ellen days, is blasted huge against my back wall that is right behind me. So as even the patients may sit on the couch, they can look up past me and see the Serenity Prayer.
There's faith, there's abundanceness.
100%.
Even when there's bad news or good news.
Yes, accepting those things you can't change. Courage to change the things that you can. And having a room filled like that allows me to release whatever energy was put, whatever energy I can't even say was put on me, whatever energy I voluntarily put on as a part of my job. It's gone before I hit the door to exit the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're getting a mouthful today, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We got Dr. Latia Pierce in the building, the Brightside Wellness, right here in Cumberland County, your very own, serving your community. We're super honored to have you here. I can't say it enough. What is next? What's up next for Brightside Wellness?
Well, try to take over the world. No, I'm kidding. I want to expand. Right. And so, again, I want more providers to come to Cumberland County. Even though the statistic may have changed, because providers like me have started their practice, I don't have 750 patients on my caseload, so it's still probably high. So I want to grow Brightside Wellness, not by having providers work for me, but collaborating with me. I want other people to be able to start their own businesses, and then their business contracts with my business, and we create this healthcare patient network that allows this affordable access, quality care that our community deserves.
So, collaboration and teamwork, how important is that to you and what you have going on?
It's so important that I went all the way and begged the Department of Health for incentive opportunities to attract more providers. So Brightside Wellness is actually one of the few private organizations in this county that offers student loan repayment options for nurses, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, medical doctors, so MDs and DOs, and other people that decide to work in the field.
How powerful.
100%. I myself have benefited from student loan repayment. Another provider of ours has. And if you come to Brightside Wellness or you partner with us, you'll be eligible for the Nurse Course Loan Repayment Program. That's up to $120,000 over 4 years. There's more. The PEDS loan repayment program is $100,000 for a 3-year commitment, and they give it to you in bulk. And then one of the biggest is the STARS loan repayment program, which we are also credentialed with, and that offers up to $250,000 to repay your student loans, and you don't even have to be a nurse to qualify.
Absolutely.
And so I did this and made this effort and worked with the government to show Cumberland County needs good providers. And if we can attract more with these types of incentives, then our community can have the care it deserves.
Absolutely. How powerful.
That's awesome.
Anyone out there, any medical professionals, she's offering a helping hand. She's looking to collab. If you're interested, feel free to reach out to VoiceBox Radio, VoiceBox Media Group, Mission VoiceBox. We are on a mission this year. We are shining a light on anyone in leadership, entrepreneurs, anyone that has a voice, mission, or purpose, right here on VoiceBox Radio.
The goal is visibility. That's what we're here for.
That's the goal, and we're so happy to shine a light on you. It's been an amazing experience just getting to know another side of all the things that you do, for sure. She's a beautiful person inside and out. Like I said in the beginning, I can't say enough about how amazing she is in the work that she does. For me to know firsthand.
So now that we know that you're passionate about your work, what about the business side? What are some things that you've had to learn when it comes to the actual running of your business?
I learned I hate administrative work. It's a process. I'm still learning. I learned to partner with other people that have businesses, and we just bounce ideas off each other. Like, hey, who's your legal team? Hey, who's your CPA? Those
real
aspects,
networking.
because once you start getting people working with you, there's things like taxes and IRS that you need to make sure that you're handling correctly. But I'll tell you, learning it is so much fun. There are benefits. So for all the fellow entrepreneurs out there or the people that are looking at it, there is so many benefits to owning your own LLC. We recently changed to an S corp because of the growth that's allowed, and I even though I still hate admin, I love what Brightside Wellness has become.
Yes.
As far as a business entity that is doing well.
Absolutely. So if someone was listening and they maybe felt stuck or overwhelmed or feelings of depression, what would you want them to know right here and now?
You're not alone. You're not alone. One of the biggest things that run the greatest risk is that feeling. Feelings that the world would be better off without you. I used to tell my kids all the time, for whatever reason, that if God woke you up this morning, it's for a reason, because a lot of people didn't wake up. And so one of the things that the seeds that can kind of run deep is that feeling of the world will be better off without me. Things will be better if I'm not here. And to that listener, that's not true. The world is so much better with you here. You deserve to be here. You deserve everything that you have and more. And if you feel that way, call me. And we'll get you in as soon as possible. If not this weekend, during the snowstorm, call, leave a message, reach out, because you do not have to feel that way.
Absolutely. If you're out listening, thank you for being a part of this presentation. We always love to interview our very own people who work in the actual community.
Sorry.
But we just want to thank you for being here. Just being here.
Yeah, we do.
Everybody need to take a deep breath in here, right? Don't we need a deep breath?
This is deep. This is deep.
That we can all grow together and be on this platform at this very moment.
What are some benefits, or give us some? I'll say some stories, some positive stories that you've witnessed or you've taken part of through your wellness organization.
Okay, so a few. Actually, I had a full circle moment with a patient that I've been seeing for about a year, and we during the last visit we kind of just giggled at like how far they've come. Sometimes I'm on the journey with you, right?
Yes.
And so we can both forget what a year looked like. But then when you remember and you do it at the same time, it's a mixture of laughter and, almost happy tears of just like, I may not be where I want to be, but I am not where I used to be. And so from a therapeutic aspect, that's the favorite. From a medication management aspect, one of my favorite things to do is actually get people off their meds. And so that's right. I'm the provider that doesn't want to add meds. I want to take them away. If we have to add them, I try to remind you that it is temporary. This is not permanent, which is one of the reasons why people kind of shy away from mental health care. They say, I don't want to be on something forever. And so for my community, that is in particular like developmentally disabled, we have a lot of patients that have been over-medicated throughout the years. And it's teaching their support providers that what is considered a behavior is not necessarily a behavior. A woman who takes off her clothes that's nonverbal may not be having a behavior. She may be hot because she's menopausal, and so it's teaching them new ways to look at people that they support so that I can begin reducing the medications that honestly strip them of some of the best parts of themselves. So my favorite thing to do is to see your personality shine without medication.
And they do. That's a misconception. I have children with special needs, and one of my biggest fears is that people just look at them as like not necessarily an object, but it's like I know their personality traits, I know their tics, I know I communicate with them. Like I say, I speak my daughter's language and stuff like that. So that's a big fear of mine, is people not seeing them as human beings, as individuals, just because they have a special needs thing. So I'm glad that you spoke on that as well.
Last but not least, we have a few questions. We have VoiceBox Radio signature questions.
Yeah.
Ask everyone
They're not crazy. They're good, though. They're
really
good questions.
They
Yes.
just mean the world to us.
Yes.
Because we want to know the real answer. Our viewers want to know the
Yes.
real answer.
They help our viewers. They really do.
So let's just jump into it.
Yep.
So 2 questions. How can VoiceBox Media Group, Mission VoiceBox Radio assist you in your journey in making it always good time?
Yeah.
Well, you already did. By just allowing me the opportunity to come to this platform, I am appreciative and I look forward to your growth. So if anything, I feel like I should be asking you, how can Brightside Wellness help VoiceBox Radio and media make it to the top? Because I see my trajectory as going up, but I see it through these types of partnerships, through community awareness. And when we win, our community wins.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How beautiful.
All right. That was a good one.
Okay.
Was that question on the list? We never put those questions on the list.
Bubbling in my eyes. My eyes is bubbling.
Good one.
Okay. And last but not least.
If you had any advice to give to your 16-year-old self, what would it be?
God doesn't care about your plans.
Sounds about right.
I would have suffered a lot less and just enjoyed this journey because I fought it a lot.
Okay.
And ultimately, I ended up right where he wanted me to be.
Absolutely. Following the plan, walking in your purpose. I see it firsthand as we walk this journey together. Guys, we are VoiceBox Radio. If you need a platform, feel free to reach out to us. We love everyone. If you didn't watch this interview, please go back.
Run it back.
If you're just jumping on, run it back. Go
it's for the crazy
YouTube,
people.
Share, like, and subscribe. We have things happening in our community.
Crazies.
And we are super excited about 2026. Guys, don't forget about our anniversary on the 31st. We will be here.
2 years.
5 p.m. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you. As always, VoiceBox Radio, we are out.
Thank you.